Hi, my name is Steve Faulkner. Welcome to Real Magic Review, and this is Mine, Yours and the Mystery by Paul Martin and Jamie Raven. Before we kick off with the review, please like and subscribe. Check out cardmagiccourse.com. That's my online card magic course of over 200. You know this, right? I'll bang on about this every time. But loads of videos, really proud of it. Great way to support the channel and to learn card magic. And I don't think anybody goes on it and feels disappointed. There is a hell of a lot on there. And I'm adding stuff to it every single month, sometimes every week. I've just done a whole sort of free video course on the Tenkai palm. So have a look at that. And there's live sessions as well that happen nearly every week. Which are great. So, Mine, Yours and the Mystery. I think that's how you, or the Mystery, or and the Mystery. It's a question mark basically, but that's what they say. Seminis and Peacock, that's the kind of aliases of Jamie Raven and Paul Martin. And I've had this for a while. I've had it since Blackpool. It's just one of those things where I can find another bank night routine, loads of bank night routines. Incidentally, when I did a cruise ship, first cruise ship, I was terrified. I needed more material and I needed to find a bank night routine, or I needed to find a simple routine to do. That wasn't really complex, that I knew I could put together quite quickly. And I remember seeing Richard Osterlin's bank night routine. Very, very simple, very easy, very direct, and I did that and it went really, really well. So I've always had a bit of a fondness for this kind of routine. Because most of them are quite easy and they're very easy to follow and they kind of get the audience involved, which we'll talk about in a sec. So what makes this different? And that was, I think, one of the things that I saw this and kind of went, what can I say about this? There's been a long line of this, hasn't there? This has gone back since the 30s from, what's it, I've got it written down, Tom Sellers. Do apologise, I didn't know the name before doing this review and I researched it. Tom Sellers did this, and then a guy called Sean Taylor was the first person who used the writing on the envelopes, because with Richard Osterlin, I think it had numbers. That was a classic way of doing it. Then obviously John Archer had this version which has similarities, which he performed for the first ever Penn and Teller. So it shows you how strong the idea of it is, and this idea of having writing on the envelopes. There's some ideas from Wayne Dobson on this. So, you know, there is a long history of this. So we do wonder what can be done with it. And I suppose, well, this is, it was refreshingly and surprisingly positive when I watched it. I was a little bit worried about it because I've got a lot of respect for Paul and Jamie because of what they do, and obviously James got the Britain's Got Talent. Paul's been working for a long time, does a lot of different stuff, and I was kind of scared of not liking it. I think part of me was going, oh god, if I don't like it, it's going to be really awkward. Actually, it wouldn't be awkward, I just wouldn't have reviewed it. But I watched it today and thought, no, actually there's quite a lot to this. So what's the difference? The difference with this routine, I suppose, is the routining of it. Now, I've got to be careful because I'm going to tell you some stuff about this, and I've checked this with Paul, and he's all right with it, and I'm worried that you're going to then take that idea and so just a bit of respect here. If you're going to use the ideas or be inspired by the ideas, do invest in the work of the people that came up with it. And they credit that, you know, the people that I've just mentioned, they've worked this, both Jamie and Paul have worked this over the last 10 years. Now, I know a lot of people say that, but there's evidence of it on the download, on the video, and they've put a lot of work into it. So that's kind of what you're buying here. You're buying their routine with the gags, with everything, if you want them, or their ideas, and doing what you want with them and taking them on stage. So I suppose the original that I saw, the Osterlin one, was a load of envelopes. One of them's got a prize in it. You choose whatever one. Or four people choose one. There's nothing in them, or a note saying you've lost, and the last one has their 50 quid note in it, or whatever. You know, the performer wins, and it's a sucker effect, and it's a gotcha. It's that kind of thing. Now, a lot of people don't like them. I think actually there is a place for them. I think with the right performance, they can be very funny. That kind of idea of you being smug about winning there's quite a lot of comedy in there. This kind of softens that a bit. So there's a process. So the process is, you've got 3 envelopes. One says mine, one says yours. There's a question mark on the other one. It's a mystery. Of course, you don't have to use that. These envelopes come with nothing on them, so you can draw what you want on them. But the routine, if you want to take it and run with it, is mine, yours. There's loads of gags with the mine and yours, and all that kind of thing. And then they win something. So they do win. So they, what one do you want? They choose whatever it is. You can tease them about it a bit. You open it up, it's got a £5 note in it, and they've won. Yay. And then you go, oh, it's a good job I didn't choose the other ones. You open the next one and it might have a £50 note in. You open the next one, it could have £500 in. So they actually lose in the end. So you've got this kind of kicker, which is they think they've won. Yay. oh no, could have won that. And it adds a process and a journey to it. So that's the main difference here. It's not just no, you lost. It's kind of you won, yay. Oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't. Which in itself is quite funny. It's the bill switch idea of kind of, which I do sometimes depending on the show. You know, has anybody got a £20 note? I'm going to change it for you. And you build it up and make you feel like you're going to change it into a bigger note, and then you turn it into a fiver. You know, it's not mine. It's a classic thing. But you know, Carl Cloutier, I think, did it, or you know, the original Martin Samuelson, the billing Kiwi thing. But it's a nice thing. But what it does, and well, we'll go on to that in a minute. There is one negative to it. So that's the routine, and you get that in-depth training of the routine. There is a 45-minute video of the explanation, and it's got three separate performance videos of both Jamie and Paul performing at gigs, at paid gigs. Jamie, I think, on his tour or in a corporate, and twice. So there's evidence that they are doing this every day. And Paul says he performs this all the time, and he does. I know he does. Jamie also does it on his tour hundreds and hundreds of times. They sometimes open with it, put it in the middle. You can close with it. So you are taking their baby really that they've worked in. It's not the usual hyperbole we get with that kind of thing. So it's a strong routine, strong enough for them to do, strong enough for us to do. That's a goer. Is it easy? Super easy. That's the other thing. Now the John Archer one I love. There's so much in it. But it takes there's a bit of work to be done. This one you could, and I'm not suggesting it, you could take this and do it tomorrow. You can do it today. You can do it, interestingly, you could do it on Zoom with social distancing as well. It has that to it. And you don't have to give a prize away, but there's a kind of versatility to this. You can put whatever you want in them. You can put gags in there and different ways of doing it in close-up. What do you get? So you get obviously the download, the instructions, and when I say 45 minutes, about 10 minutes of that is glue removal, because it's all done in real time, which I quite like actually. So you get the envelopes. These are Tyvek. They are not. I mean, Jamie says he's been using this for about 3-4 years or something like that, and they haven't ripped, which is quite important, which is quite nice. You know, I'm the sort of person that likes to turn up to a gig, not have to go and buy envelopes. You know, I use a fake fruit sometimes just because I don't have to think about it. So yeah, I am lazy. Don't get me wrong, if it's a special gig, I might take a trip to the shop. So So you get everything you need to get going. But again, I don't think you're really buying that. You're buying the routine. Good points. It's really strong, okay, with one caveat. It's really easy. It's really what's the word? Hardy. Is that the word? The envelopes, meaning you can use them again and again. It can go anywhere in a show. It plays, and this is really important for some of us. Pack small, plays big. Stick that in your pocket. You've got possibly 10 minutes of routine a lot of the time. You know, you can build up those moments. I've got mine. I've got yours. Mystery box. Ooh, getting everybody going. Anybody that's done stage knows how important that audience participation is, which is why we always love bank night routines. It mixes that simplicity of actually performing it with the simplicity of plot and stage time as well. It's quite a rare thing, and it's super customizable. So we can do anything with this. You know, you can do the mine and yours thing. You'll be tempted to, because there's a lot in there. If you're more serious, you can do a more serious mentalism thing. I was also thinking you could have like 2 really negative outcomes and 1 positive outcomes, almost like the Tom Stone hug kill thing. You know, you could have one thing that's a whatever, yeah, you get a lot of flowers, and the other 2 are 2 horrible things. I don't know, they're just thinking out loud, but you know what I mean. And you can buy envelopes as well if you want to do it with 5 envelopes. So there is that versatility to it. The only challenge with this, and I don't think it's a bad thing, it's just something you have to be aware of, is that because it goes on that journey, you get the initial thing and then you get the other thing and then you get the kicker, that can kind of dilute the magic a little bit. For me, that's fine, and that's a choice. There's a bit in my cups and balls routine which I know magically the routine drops in it. It's not that magical, but it's got so many gags in it and so many moments that I keep it in there. And actually I took it out for a while and the routine worked a lot. It was a lot better magically, but I felt like I lost that relationship with the audience. So I think that's important to know, that yes, there is a kind of moment where you get the trick finishes and then carries on. And if you don't play it right, it could feel a little bit anticlimactic. But I think that, again, if you're a performer, you can work that. And there's lots of time to play here. So I really think you've got to have that in mind. And other than that, I don't think there's really any negative to this. If you like the routine, and you can watch the routine, I'm sure it's on YouTube and there's links in the copy, then that's what you get, and you'll be able to do it very, very quickly. So there it is. It's Smeanis and McColl, which is called Paul Martin and Jamie Rayburn. It is about 100 quid. I think if you're gonna, if someone was to say, I've got this act, it's got their, take that on stage, 100 quid is really not a lot for material. If you're going to use it, of course, it's that sort of thing. It's like a lot of things I say. If you buy a book for 100 quid, if you're going to use the material, it's worth it. If you're not, then it probably isn't. But there's a routine that you can take on stage and get a decent amount of stage time from it. So thank you very much indeed. I'll put all the links below. Do check out the links. Have a look at the information below as well. There's all my Card Magic course links and links where to get this, of course. And do like and subscribe and check out cardmagiccourse.com. Have a great one. Stay safe. Be happy. See you later.